Hi, Dr. Tyron Mincy from Integrated Healthcare Montclair, here to talk to you today about why you should avoid antibiotics. A long time ago, 1928, a gentleman by the name of Alexander Fleming discovered that antibiotics could kill bacteria. He made the original research on penicillin. And that was amazing and life-saving for man as we know it. People who would have perished because of simple infections or even gangrenous infections or syphilis or other types of bacterial diseases survived based on this discovery. It was a miracle. And at that time, modern medicine declared that it had changed the bacterial relationship with mankind forever. Fast forward many years later, and that dream is slowly but surely turning into a nightmare. We now have antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and these bacteria cannot be killed by anything. The CDC tells us that over 50,000 people die every single year because of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Why are we having this problem with resistance? Well, there's a number of reasons. First, not to bash any one profession, but the medical profession tends to overprescribe the antibiotics, and so do veterinarians. People who also have good intentions to help, or the animal industry where they raise livestock, lots of antibiotics. And this overprescription causes the antibiotics or the bacteria to become resistant to the antibiotic. Second, companies that produce the antibiotic have profit motives and maybe greed. So when a patient goes in to get antibiotics, they get a very powerful antibiotic which the bacteria will become resistant to instead of a weaker broad spectrum one. And in the long run, what happens is we end up with more and more and more resistant strains until we have 50,000 that perish annually. The other thing about resistance, why it occurs, is because bacteria innately know how to survive. They are the oldest living life form that is discoverable to scientists at this time. The oldest dated bacteria at this point is 3.2 million years ago. The oldest pathologic bacteria at this point has been discovered 6,000 years ago. And the point is, they're here to stay. And they know how and are the basis of our ecological relationship with the environment. They are recyclers, and their job is to continue the process of life, growth, death, and renewal. So what do you do if you can't take an antibiotic and you have an infection? Well, we have been blessed with an abundance of plants and nutrients and vitamins that improve immunity. You just have to know how to use them, and you just have to know the time to use them. This is something that's offered in our practice professionally, but it's something you can look up and sort of do a do-it-yourself on. But if you do it yourself and things don't work out, you might want to seek professional help because it is a very large conversation. Some basic things you can do: avoid overconsumption of sugar. When you're offered an antibiotic, consider other options and consult with others to see if there may be less invasive options that won't cost you later. If you take the antibiotic now, you weaken your immunity, and when you get older and you really need it, you may not have it. This is Dr. Tyron Mincy with some basic pointers of why you would want to avoid antibiotics as a part of our continuing series on boosting your immunity. The fact is, and the numbers hold up, that antibiotics are resistant in killing people at the rate of about 50,000 annually. And the other fact is that you have this amazing immune system inside that you can stimulate and use to your benefit, either on your own through good dietary choices like exercise and proper supplementation, or professional help. Check us out on the web at integratedhealthcare.us or call the office for a consult, 973-744-1155.